He led the team to the Eastern Conference Finals 3 times in 6 years and the Finals twice. He also helped the team complete the Black 8 miracle that is enough to be recorded in the history of basketball. But in the end, not only did he not get the expected and satisfactory contract extension, he was even officially suspended without pay by the team. Did you notice this detail of Jimmy Butler? When the Heat bench stood up to cheer, only Jimmy Butler sat alone on the bench. Jimmy Butler, who had completely broken up with the Heat, also formally applied for a trade. In the interview, he also said frankly that he had lost the joy of playing in Miami. In the last 2 games, Jimmy Butler took only 10 shots in total. The lone hero in the hearts of Miami fans has long been discouraged. The conflict between Jimmy Butler and the Heat started 8 months ago. In the first round of the playoffs last season, the Heat once again faced the old rival Celtics, but Jimmy Butler's injury made the Heat eliminated without any suspense. However, Jimmy Butler was naturally dissatisfied with such a result. Jimmy Butler said that if he was healthy through the 2024 NBA playoffs, the Miami Heat would have beat both New York and Boston. Unexpectedly, this arrogant remark aroused the dissatisfaction of Heat president Pat Riley, who asked Jimmy Butler to shut up. It was this ruthless criticism that kicked off the conflict between the two. The breakdown of the contract renewal negotiations became the fuse for Jimmy Butler to apply for a trade. Originally at the end of last season, Jimmy Butler hoped to get a 2-year $113 million contract extension, but he was unexpectedly rejected by Pat Riley. Although Jimmy Butler led the team to the Eastern Conference Finals 3 times in 6 years and completed the Black 8 miracle, in Pat Riley's heart, there is only interest, never human touch. In the 2016 season, Dwayne Wade, whose contract expired, originally wanted to get a contract with an annual salary of $20 million, but Pat Riley did not take his feelings into consideration and kept trying to persuade Dwayne Wade to reduce his salary, and was even willing to only give him a contract with an annual salary of $8 million. The Heat core Dwayne Wade, who could not stand it, was also forced to leave the Heat for the first time in his career. So as Jimmy Butler grows older now, the shrewd Pat Riley also rejected the renewal request with an annual salary of $50 million. And the equally tough Jimmy Butler will naturally not let Pat Riley bully him. He would rather give up the last year of his $50 million contract and become a free agent this summer, in order not to exchange any trading chips for the Heat. Jimmy Butler, who has been wandering all his life, still failed to find his own home in Miami. Although he has done well enough over the years, he still can't escape Pat Riley's shrewd calculations. Since joining the Heat in 2019, Jimmy Butler has helped the Heat enter the playoffs for 5 consecutive years. Not only that, he also led the team to the finals twice. Although he failed to win the championship, such a result is enough to surpass many stars. Unexpectedly, Pat Riley not only refused to renew Jimmy Butler's contract, but after Jimmy Butler's agent applied for a trade, he officially announced that Jimmy Butler would be suspended for 7 games and deducted $3.72 million in salary. With such a ruthless approach, it's no wonder that LeBron James decisively returned to the Cavaliers in July 2014. For some time, Jimmy Butler has been negotiating a contract extension with the team's leadership, but the Heat's leadership did not want to renew his contract with him. After being extremely disappointed, Jimmy Butler applied for a trade, but he did not intend to provide the Heat with a list of teams he wanted to go to. Jimmy Butler publicly stated that he is willing to play anywhere except Miami, and he can make the team competitive wherever he is. Although the trade application was submitted, Jimmy Butler's agent still stated that Jimmy Butler would participate in all the activities of the Heat before the trade and meet the team's requirements for him. After Jimmy Butler formally submitted a trade application and broke up with Pat Riley, Jimmy Butler's trade value declined rapidly. If the Heat does not send Jimmy Butler away before the trade deadline, Jimmy Butler will leave the Heat as a free agent this summer. In this case, many teams that want to win the championship have already listed Jimmy Butler as their main reinforcement target this year. Even if they cannot trade Jimmy Butler this season, they can continue to pursue Jimmy Butler this summer. Among them, the Warriors are one of the teams that want Jimmy Butler the most. According to the Heat reporter, the Warriors and the Heat had trade negotiations for Jimmy Butler at the beginning of this season. Although Jimmy Butler and the Warriors are interested in each other, the Heat clearly stated that if they want Jimmy Butler, they must include Jonathan Kuminga in the trade. Although there are many differences on whether Jonathan Kuminga can grow into a top star, the Warriors are not eager to put Jonathan Kuminga into the trade negotiations so far. In the past period of time, the Warriors' record has declined significantly. Many commentators have suggested that the Warriors can trade young players like Jonathan Kuminga to get an all-star player to help Stephen Curry continue to hit the championship trophy. But as of now, the Warriors' leadership has not made a final choice, and they are still unwilling to sacrifice these young players in the team. Especially Jonathan Kuminga. In the plan of the Warriors' leadership, Jonathan Kuminga is to take over Stephen Curry in the future and become the core of the Warriors. Moreover, Jonathan Kuminga has indeed shown enough talent. Although Jonathan Kuminga's performance is not stable and outstanding enough now, his talent and potential are very coveted by many team leaders. From the perspective of the player, Jonathan Kuminga may get more opportunities to prove himself if he goes to the Heat, and the Warriors who get Jimmy Butler will inevitably become the favorite team to win the championship again. Unexpectedly, the Heat officials suspended Jimmy Butler from playing and suspending his salary just after Jimmy Butler applied for a trade. Their reason was that Jimmy Butler had done a lot of things that were detrimental to the team recently. This approach was undoubtedly the most heartbreaking for Jimmy Butler. As the core of the team, Jimmy Butler had devoted everything to the team, but not only did he not get a satisfactory contract, but now he didn't even get basic respect. When he was a child, Jimmy Butler had experienced an extremely painful abandonment. When he was 13 years old, his mother kicked him out of the house because he was ugly. He knelt at the door of his house in the evening and begged for his mother's forgiveness until midnight. He didn't understand what he had done wrong. Was it really because he was ugly? Jimmy Butler, who was forced to wander around, could only stay in various relatives' homes. When other children were thinking about where to go to play, Jimmy Butler was thinking about what to eat next. Recalling that painful experience, Jimmy Butler once publicly stated that those days were really hard, but basketball made him happy. After being adopted by his adoptive parents, Jimmy Butler began to train hard. He wanted to completely change his destiny through basketball. In the first 3 years of high school, Jimmy Butler's performance was not outstanding, and no university was willing to accept Jimmy Butler. In his senior year of high school, Jimmy Butler not only averaged 19 points and 8 rebounds per game, he also became the team captain and won the school's Most Valuable Player award. Although Jimmy Butler still did not receive a scholarship from a university, he did not intend to give up. With the encouragement of his adoptive mother, Jimmy Butler joined a community college in Texas. He averaged 18.1 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 3.1 assists per game that season. Not only did he become the team's scoring leader, he was also selected into the All-American College and University Best Team. In order for Jimmy Butler to enter a Division I university, his adoptive mother Michelle Lambert asked many friends for help that summer. In the end, Marquette University saw Jimmy Butler's talent and offered him a full scholarship. But when he first joined the team, Jimmy Butler's performance was not outstanding. In order to improve his ability, Jimmy Butler began to train frantically. From then on, Jimmy Butler's diligence is what impressed people most. After entering the NBA, Jimmy Butler has played for many teams. Although he has never found his own home, his hard work and self-discipline have made him the toughest active star. I hope that after leaving the Heat, Jimmy Butler can join a team that truly respects him.